Yeah, I guess I don't need OBS. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just used to doing that.
Oh, so you're in a transition.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't normally stream live, but I have with like guests before. Um, yeah, because I use like this audio program, and that goes into OBS. So like, that's how I normally do the podcast or whatever. But
Well, it looks like you have a dope green screen.
oh yeah, yeah, it's yeah, it just kind of happened.
Oh, you looked out.
Yeah, I don't. I think my computer had like, well, I don't know. A lot of video programs do that now automatically too. Like, kind of cut. It's kind of like you don't need a green screen anymore.
Oh yeah, that's like the AI shit.
Yeah. Well, I have this thing that kind of came with my computer, and I just use this thing. You know. Uh, yeah, but thanks for coming on. This is Matt Wenger or Wanger. I don't know. I guess you go by Wenger and stuff.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm happy to help you out. You all always supported my show, so I feel like I owe you one.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask you to come on because you're a really funny guy and you're like involved or like we're involved with Comicsgate. And but you know, you're also like a funny guy, so
Well, to me, Comicsgate is just an easy way to say, I have these opinions about entertainment. So,
yeah.
if you I think people say, "Oh, I'm leaving Comicsgate." Well, your ideas didn't change. You're just mad at certain people.
Yeah.
So now you instead of just saying I'm Comicsgate, you have to explain like all this stuff that could just be explained by that one phrase.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's getting weirder now, but like I had Narwhal on and Vaughn Coleman. I don't know if you heard of those.
Norwal's my homie.
Oh yeah.
I don't know Von Coleman, or if I do, I don't recall.
Yeah, he's like a newer. I think he's newer and like a young guy, and like sort of got swept up in some drama like over the past year. Um,
Tell me
but
about it. This is the kind of stuff that I like.
yeah, I mean, I tried to make a like video explaining the drama. Like this was a few months ago or a couple months ago, and I tried to like make a. It basically was the whole episode because it's so convoluted. And then I tried to edit the video, but it's still like 40 minutes of me explaining. But I talked about I don't even know if you know about the Dungeoneer stuff. But he was involved in that kind of. It was like,
That was a book he was on.
no, this was like they went to a comic convention in Florida, like a bunch of the Comicsgate people, and he like they went to this bar that was like had a part called the Dungeon in it, but that was sort of a sex club kind of. But they just went there like somebody was like, "Let's go," and then the rest of them went there, and then
But they didn't know it was this sex club, or
I
he
don't.
didn't.
Well,
Somebody knew, maybe.
yeah, you know the PTP guy. Like they say he knew about it. They said it was his idea.
Why are you using this poop brown as your theme? It's very unappealing.
Oh, you think so?
It looks like it makes me think of Indians.
Oh, well, I just want to. I mean, because like I support Indians, so in POC, so like,
Okay, so you're pro Pajit.
yeah, he's a good guy.
That's what you want to say. You hope that somebody sends Bob's and Vagine.
Yeah, I mean, if they can afford that there, I don't know.
Are you unfamiliar with this meme?
Kind of like I recently heard, probably maybe on your stream. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff I heard from just your streams.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I'm sure the audience knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm just ribbing you. If you want to use that color, that's your business. It kind of matches my shirt. Is that am I blending in right now?
yeah, the shirt's a little more red brown,
Yeah.
but
I'm camouflaged.
sometimes like poop is redder too. It's like
Yeah.
when it comes out and you're like, what is that?
I'm camouflaged. Can you find me?
No, it's like you made your own green screen.
There I am.
Uh, is my sound okay?
Yeah, it's good now. I just had to change some things around. So I've got all this crap set up, and there's like freaking 8 different ways that my audio can output, and it always like sends it to some weird shit when I get on StreamYard. I don't know why, and I have to figure out how to get it to this thing because that's my primary audio source.
Oh, do you hear that weird buzzing noise?
I'm not getting it, but is it me? I'll turn my mic off and you can see I don't hear anything.
Oh wait, maybe it's the.
Does it kind of sound like a cicada? I hear a sound that kind of sounds like a cicada, but it might actually just be a cicada.
Um, let me just.
So your name's Brian.
Son of a bitch. I don't know
Always
what.
just
I
call you
don't know what that
Guy.
is. Wait. Say something again.
Do you want me to call you Brian or Guy? Because I always
Yeah,
call
I
you
muted something.
Guy.
I think it's gone now. I muted something. Shit, uh, well, I guess if you don't hear it, maybe it's okay on like the stream. It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
go say
having an
Brian on my.
issue.
Let me see if
No problem here, Brian.
I'm just gonna play it on my phone and see. Hey. Okay, I guess. Man, that's annoying. It's probably just my
I think it'll be fine. Did you see the new leftist meme, cheap fake? Jean Pierre says all those videos of Brandon freezing up and getting let off stage and shit in his pants. Those are something called a cheap fake, which they don't explain how it's fake. It's just some kind of meme they're pushing now. It's a cheap fake. It's not a deep fake. It's a cheap fake.
What the? Oh yeah. Um, yeah. Wasn't she saying about the G7 thing?
Yeah, it wasn't real.
Yeah, but there and I'm pretty sure the last G7 he did the same thing where he just wandered off.
Yeah, he's always done stuff like that, but he seems to be getting progressively worse now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I saw a tweet that said I don't know how real it was, but they were like Biden's team is asking if he can sit down at the debate, and like one of the sources was CNN. The tweet said,
I know Trump said that he wanted to do it without a teleprompter, which would be hilarious if they could work that out.
"Yeah, um, yeah." What I was thinking, like, imagine Trump standing and Biden sitting. I mean, they would probably have them both sit just to make it seem like, oh, Trump wanted to sit too.
Well, he can stand, but he likes to be comfy. We all like to be comfy.
Yeah,
It's like me, I'm just chilling right here. I'm comfy.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I used to think my favorite color was brown, actually, and I guess that might have been
Well,
why I
just
picked brown on the.
this color of brown just isn't flattering. Like you could get a more, like you were saying, a more reddish brown like this.
Yeah,
That's literally like a poop color.
I mean, but who are you to judge? Like, if somebody wants to,
No, I'm saying it. If that's what
there
you
we
won't
go.
see, that one is a lot better.
Yeah, this is more like your shirt.
Yeah, now I'm really camouflaged.
Well, yeah. If you're too camouflaged, then you can like be a ghost and be in a polycule like those two girls you played yesterday.
Yeah, I could get hooked up with Rebecca. She apparently will just put out for any ghost that comes along.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by that buzzing noise, and then I'm like,
Well, I don't hear anything. I
yeah, that
wouldn't
is
worry
like.
about it.
Well, I mean, like I'm probably getting transmissions from Zeta Reticuli or something.
Yeah, maybe the CIA is trying to communicate through your feelings.
Yeah, and because I like you play Gale videos and they track her.
Yeah, maybe you're a targeted individual.
Yeah, I mean, because it's weird. Because every time you say something, then it's like the buzzing like echoes what you just said. If it's real, maybe I'm hearing.
Well, it was still going when I muted myself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear it on my phone, so I guess it's fine. Uh, but yeah. Anyway, so sorry, I meant to do an intro about you before, but so you are
Well,
like,
we got in here talking about your OBS and was like halfway through the conversation, so anybody watching wouldn't actually know what we
yeah,
were talking about. So it was a little weird.
Well, this is like a behind the scenes of streaming. Like,
We're working it out.
yeah, this is a technical uh, issues stream. Um, but yeah, so like you make you're like a comic artist, or do you consider yourself
Well, I
an
would say
artist?
cartoonist,
Oh,
because I make comics and animations. You see on my channel, there's a few animations. They're like stupid Adult Swim kind of stuff.
yeah, I like that stuff. I think I saw. I forget how I came across that, but because I heard of Comicsgate and then probably saw you on some old stream or something. Um, but I guess because back then you did like some kind of Indiegogo or something for that super harem.
Yeah, Super Harem was really successful. So I wrote and created Super Harem. I had Joe Ball as the primary artist, and I had Carlo Rowe doing promotional art, and I had Farah Numalisa as the colorist. We had like the king team. It was like everything just came together so good. It was seriously lightning in a bottle. And we had two different Indiegogo campaigns that had a little over 50K between the two of them, which was
Oh wow!
incredible because before I did that campaign, I was like completely unknown.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that it was a huge deal out of the gate.
Yeah, like did you just happen across Comicsgate and then
Well, I
uh
was on Twitter. I guess I found from the really old videos that Richard would do. Your boy
oh
Zach.
yeah.
That's how I got started is watching him, and that was about 2016. And then I got really into chilling with people on Twitter, well X now, and so I was just in a bunch of like DM groups, and
Oh.
I knew a lot of people like Yellow Flash and Umbrella before anybody had like any following. We were friends in these groups, so I just decided I would do my own campaign after. I guess it was about a year after Jawbreakers, and then when everybody was wanting to do them, I decided to do one, and it was turned out pretty well.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember when I first heard of Comicsgate, I was more surprised that like the campaigns were doing so well and like people were so into it because it's it's comics and I hadn't thought about comics since like junior high or something. I think.
Well, I'll say this is the reason that it worked out like that is because the great thing about comics is that anybody can make one. So if you're unhappy with the media that's out there, you can actually do something about that with that medium. But also, on the same token, the shitty thing about comics is that anybody can make one.
Yeah, and some people think they shouldn't be allowed to, and that's kind of the issue with Comicsgate now, like gatekeeping or whatever, I guess, or
Well,
not Comicsgate, but just in general I guess I
I'll
don't know.
tell you, that was an issue that I had is when I went on hiatus. Is that people wanted to gatekeep? That's what I said. I said, you want to do this, you're going to lose your mind because you can guard your gate all day. There's no fence on the internet. People are just going to walk around you, and you see that happening now. And these people, they're not doing too well mentally whenever
Yeah.
they've realized that what they take on is an impossible task.
Yeah. You can you still see me?
Yeah,
Oh.
you're beautiful. You have really pretty eyes.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you've and you got a lot of compliments with you wore a wig on some old stream.
Yeah, the wig strain was legendary.
Yeah, I think I saw that, and like I saw a lot of people like simping for you in the chat. Like who's that girl there? Like, and it is kind of weird the whole trans thing. Like, sometimes it seems like it's like it's weirdly easy for guys to pass, but then sometimes they don't at all. Like
Well, you
Dylan
know
Mulvaney or whatever.
the thing is, like, it's hard to be a man. It's not something that you just do come by naturally. There's a lot of stuff you have to learn. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do every day. So if you're a weak male, because you were a man to begin with, but you're a male. If you're a weak male and you're looking at all the responsibilities of being a man, and then somebody tells you, "Hey, if you do this, you can be a woman," I can see how that would be appealing.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I don't have to spin a back and run a trout line? Yeah, that sounds good. I can wear high heels.
Yeah, but it's kind of ironic because I think that's why a lot of girls wanted to become guys too. They're like, well,
Yeah, well,
obviously,
they always end up fucking miserable because
yeah,
they realize how awful it is. You got to be a man to be a man. I mean, it's like there's a lot of stuff. It's a tough world out there. Look at Elliot Page. You think that that person's happy? Every picture, he looks like he wants to die. I'll go ahead and say that, even though I know Ellen isn't a man and never will be. I think that the thing really about Ellen Page too is she's like 5'1" or 5'2". Like probably the worst thing that you could be as a human is a short man, and she chose that. It's probably the worst thing you could ever be. You could, if you're a short man or an ugly woman, like nobody respects you.
yeah. I mean, I am a short man, but not 5'1". But especially now, like I grew up and I was short or whatever, but like I've just noticed a lot of emphasis on men's height recently, like in the past
Well, what do you
6 years,
got? Like
7 years.
5'7"?
No, like 5'5", I guess.
Oh well. At least you can be like Napoleon.
Yeah.
I hope that's not too sore of a subject for you. I didn't mean to bring that up. I can't tell from looking here.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the internet. I could have just said I'm 6'4".
Yeah,
I'm
that's
7'1".
just go ahead. Just go ahead and say that. Say I'm 6'4". I'm Thundercock.
Yeah, maybe online dating made that more. Well, I guess it was always an issue. I don't know how much of it like. How, do you? I don't know. I guess I would have to ask a girl, but like, I don't know how much they thought about that before dating apps. It seems like dating apps really made that everyone constantly talking about. I guess because you don't know how tall someone's gonna be until you meet. So.
Well, I think the problem is with that. So social media kind of ruined women because the dudes that normally like, let's say the girl's a 6, okay. So on Facebook or whatever, she could be getting hit on by 9s and 10s, but they just want to fuck her. She thinks that that's her league.
Yeah.
She starts to think that's what she's going to go for. Actually, see this all the time. like have these sixes and sevens that they get tricked into thinking that they're going to be with these chads, these 6'4" chads, and they just get fucked and then turned out, and then they are like, oh, I can't believe this happened, and then they do it again. It's like that's not your league. That's it. What I don't understand is because women normally wouldn't fuck somebody that they say is beneath them, but men will.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
They don't. They don't get that just because Chad will sleep with them one time, that doesn't mean that that's what they get.
yeah, I guess that became a known thing where like the girls are all sleeping with the 1% of men or whatever.
Yeah, and it's just all because they're stupid. So they get to thinking that their standard should be like nobody under 6 foot.
Yeah.
And really, the person never going to have a relationship with them.
Yeah, like it like raised all women's standards.
Their expectations are unrealistically high. And it's another thing that social media, if any chick, like, no matter how unattractive she is, has like 10 dudes wanting to fuck her at all times. Like, you can go on Facebook and just post a selfie, and all of a sudden, you've got like all these guys in your DMs. It doesn't even matter if you're hot, just that you're a girl, it happens.
Yeah, no. That is kind of like oh shit. I think he dropped out. Let me just go back. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I guess I don't have OBS open. I don't know if that was what was doing it, but
Yeah, I think that anything that could save bandwidth would help. I'm looking at speedtest.net and it looks like for some reason my upload is fucked. So I don't know. Like I was saying, there was some weird outages today. So it's probably nothing that you could do anything about. It's just the way that shit is now. We have a competency crisis.
well, you can thank Trump for that.
Yeah, definitely. It's cheap fakes. It's not real. We're living in a great economy. Everything's perfect.
Yeah,
It's
did she like
sunshine
make
and rainbows.
she made up that term cheap fake cuz I've never heard that before.
Well, she's the first person I've heard use it. I'm sure it was born in some stupid boardroom.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz I mean it is kind of funny to see how they keep trying to spin like hiring probably teams of like people to come up with like how do we spin Biden's latest thing.
Yeah, like they for real will have teams of people trying to make memes.
Ugh.
It's like it's not that hard, guys. Just be funny. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's well like that's when corporate stuff gets involved with like memeing. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
it's
way that's going to be
Poochie.
funny.
You ever seen that on The Simpsons, Poochie?
Oh yeah.
that was a cautionary tale. If only they had listened, they wouldn't be in the situation they're in.
Yeah, it's like the whole Dark Brandon thing. I
Yeah,
mean,
did you see Jack Black wearing this stupid Dark Brandon shirt?
no.
No, that well, this meme is unironically hilarious, like not in the way they want, but they're like, everybody knows that he's a creepy, weird pedo, so let's just lean into that and make it a meme. Like, no, that's not something that you just lean into.
Yeah, like I don't really get like all they do is like show him with laser eyes, and it's like they took Trump's whole thing because everybody was doing memes of him that were like super Trump, and like he's playing 4D chess, like kind of tied in with the QAnon stuff. Like,
Yeah, they can't come up with anything original. They always just takes whatever the right comes up with, they'll try to spin it to their side.
yeah, I still don't even get the Dark Brandon thing. Like, they're like every time he signed like 2 bills, I think. Like, I don't even know what he did, but they were like Dark Brandon at
He
it again.
strikes again.
Yeah, that is like I don't know if somebody has done this, but to put that would be funny to put the Dark Brandon meme with like the all those clips of him sniffing kids in the White House or whatever.
I mean, that's really like the point of Dark Brandon, though, is that to take all the fucked up shit he does and act like it's funny. And it's just, it doesn't work. I mean, it just makes you look stupid.
Yeah. Well, they're just totally in on censorship. They're just like, all right, shut it down, and that's unfortunately now how Comicsgate is now too. But um, but yeah, like, so didn't you just start streaming again? Like you took a hiatus or whatever.
Yeah, streamed very sporadically here and there, but I've been doing it at least once a week for the last 3 months.
Oh, cool.
Sometimes I do more. I just whenever that I find something funny to talk about, I stream.
Yeah, like, so how do you find that stuff too? Is it like Kiwi Farms or something?
I do a lot of Kiwi farms. I'm in some discords that post stuff like that. Sometimes you find it on 4chan. A lot of the bumper music I get on 4chan.
Uh, the 4chan was like the Nazi site. That was the old original, like, only Nazis go there site. It was like
Yeah, now
I never.
everybody's Nazis.
Yeah, like I never went to 4chan because back then, like, I don't know, it wasn't that. I didn't really know about it. I was just like, oh, I guess it's crazy there. I don't know. I just and then never went. And then like now I've been on Kiwi Farms and I'm like, oh, I guess like this is probably just like 4chan
Well,
because
it's got
people.
to the point, or until Musk bought Twitter, there was really only those two places you could really go to anymore to actually have a real conversation. Because
Yeah.
you just get shut down anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I think Reddit used to be more slightly more open, but
Reddit was funner than fuck about 10 years ago, but they
yeah.
totally ruined it after Trump won the election and they got rid of the Donald. It really went
Oh yeah.
very downhill.
Yeah, now there's like some Reddit groups I'll find, but then they'll get if they start to get anyone notices them, then they get shut down.
Yeah, the only thing I go to Reddit for now is to look at memes about certain games that I'm playing. Because if it's just about a game, you know, they're probably going to be kosher enough to survive.
Yeah, like somewhat until like any slightly controversial thing, it'll be like, well, now it's like to the point where like they're like, oh, that's a video game character that looks like a real woman. Oh, that's like problematic. So, and then it'll be like, we're locking the thread, like they do every time something's like they have all these Reddits that are like unpopular opinion, and then they had to make one called true unpopular opinion because the real one got censored. So it's like they have to keep making new versions of.
Yeah, that's the same process that our conspiracy is went through.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I've had people where I post something a couple times on Reddit and like critical of the left or whatever it is, and then they'll be like, "Hey, nice podcast you have there." Like they'll go back through your comment history and find something and be like, "Oh, that's like
Oh yeah, those they'll creep on you, and they
yeah,
just think that that's fine. It's really weird the way that people act on that website, and they'll go and drag up shit that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
yeah." I know. One time I was just like, "Hey, does anybody want to talk about woke stuff?" Like, and that's all I said, something like that. They were like, "What is woke?" Like that's
Can
all
you
with the
define
comments.
it?
Yeah.
You don't even know what it means. You probably believe in your Sky Daddy. Why don't you go back to 4chan?
Yeah, and then you'll get voted down. That's the creepy thing about Reddit, like the down voting, and then it's basically the social credit kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is like acclimating you to social credit because you get your good gooey points when you say the right
Yeah.
thing. I kind of feel like it is cool to amass downvotes though to be negative,
Yeah.
but then nobody can see what you write anymore.
Yeah, there was like I think well, I still have one that I made probably 2020, and I kept doing these like getting more karma posts. So I got high karma somehow. And then I was like, all right, now I don't care about downvotes. But I still would get a ton of them, but I don't know. It's like,
You you got enough karma that you can spend it now on saying stuff you actually believe.
yeah, I mean, but that was like, and a lot of the Reddits are like, sorry, you can't post here. Like, it was really like a weird, like, socialist, like, dystopia just being on Reddit. Like,
Yeah, you get banned from subreddits for other subreddits that you've
yeah,
posted in. That's been going on for a long time. What I think is so funny about that is it doesn't even matter what you were there for. Like maybe you went in there to argue with the people and tell them, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. But you still get treated like that you were a part of it.
yeah, I know. I think it's like, oh, it was people saying like, hey, cause I'm in this group, we're banning you from this from like Reddit/pics or something stupid like that. Some of them I don't even remember joining, and I was like, how am I banned from this? Like,
Well, those are automatic when you make a new account. I think you're maybe used to. I don't know
oh,
if it's still like that, but I think you're automatically saved to like so many main accounts, or maybe you used to
oh,
be.
that's right, yeah. Like, yeah. As soon as
But
there's an
our
honest
picks,
opinion, yeah,
RPix was one of the default subs that they used to put on you automatically.
That reminds me of when you remember when YouTube put their album on every like iPhone or something.
Yeah, and people were mad.
Yeah, and they were mad. They were like, "Why wouldn't you want this?" Like,
Well, not everybody likes you too. I know I don't like you too.
I know.
Bono is probably like the biggest faggot on the planet.
Yeah, he except like lately, I don't think he really says much. He doesn't really. He was annoying. Like now, everyone's annoying like that. But like he,
Yeah, he was annoying way before it was cool.
yeah, now he's
And
like
I'm
best.
sorry I just said the F slur. I wasn't thinking. I don't think that you can say that on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I did get a warning from YouTube on some really old video for no reason. So it would be funny if they don't even notice stuff like that.
Yeah, I think maybe you have to get reported, so you'll probably be all right.
Yeah, well, you say what kind of words do you say on?
No, I don't say any slurs on my stream.
Yeah, I've seen.
Normally, I mean, stuff slips. Like I didn't mean to say that just now. I get so angry thinking about Bono.
Yeah,
What a bundle of sticks that guy is.
yeah, because and then everybody has to start using. Like now, it's totally ridiculous because like now you can't even say like
No,
anything.
if you want to be on YouTube, you have to talk like a dang baby. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing. Like, well, I don't know why people keep putting up with this.
yeah. I mean, I'm probably like I'm on Rumble and I'm like, well, that I'm not gonna think about YouTube as much because like yeah, once I tried to look up like okay, what does YouTube not like? How many? And it was this huge spreadsheet of like every other word you can think of.
Yeah, if it's mildly controversial, you can't say it.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's not usually it's not that you can't say it. It's just like this may get you downranked or like down like
Yeah,
shadow banned.
you won't get in the algorithm. So nobody's gonna see your video if you don't talk like a baby.
Yeah, and then everybody will start dodging those terms and use new ones like unalive or something. And then
Yeah,
they'll
and
have
then
to
they
ban
have to
that.
ban that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like those old George Carlin bits like shell shocked and then they changed it to like PTSD.
Well,
Um
the technical medical term for somebody with the low IQ used to be moron, but then
yeah.
people started using that as an insult, and they changed it to the R slur that you can't say on YouTube, and then people started using that as an insult. So they had to say that they're mentally impaired. So you just keep having to make new words and they become offensive, and then you make another new word. And I think it's getting to the
I
point
know.
where you won't be able to say autistic anymore because people
No.
use that as a slur now.
Yeah, I've been noticing retarded has made a comeback like I don't know when, but like a few years ago or maybe cuz I do like comedy open mics and stuff and so like 3 or 4 years ago maybe I noticed. And at those it's like all left-wing people. So when I see them start to say retarded again.
Oh, I guess we're allowed to say it then.
Yeah, I mean I've been saying it because I just hear
Retarded.
everyone saying it.
Well, there was like a big campaign like a few years ago that was don't say the R word.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a big deal. It's It's a bad word. We say that they're cognitively impaired. So instead of saying these easy words that are two syllables, we have to say
Yeah.
like this big long phrase.
Yeah, like I talked up recently about because I watched some documentary on an old like mental institution, and it was called like Home for the Retarded or something, and
Well,
or it
that
had a
was the
longer name.
technical term.
Yeah, it was like for moron, like the home for the more retarded morons or something. Like they just all had those words in their.
Yeah.
And Louis C.K. had a great bit on like his first special back after he was canceled. He had this long bit about retarded. Like he was like, we used to call him retarded, and like they used to say it with that Boston accent, like because JFK would always like, and he's like, you don't see retarded people anymore. Like where'd they go? Like they were like kind of. I think now. Sometimes I see it talked about, but now it's like, oh, everyone's neurodivergent now. That's the new term.
We, that is something I hadn't thought about, but you used to see a lot more people with Down syndrome, I think is what
Yeah.
he was getting at, right?
Yeah, and I
You know,
haven't, like, the only time I see them is if they do a show, like, I think they have reality shows with them and then autistic people too. But, like, now it's, the only thing I can think of is, like, this comedian Shane Gillis, like, his sister owns some cafe where it's just Down syndrome employees.
well, where are all the Downies? Where did they go?
I don't know. Like, was it replaced by autism? Because I know that skyrocketed. Like,
Yeah, I guess whatever they were putting in the vaccines that was causing Down syndrome, now it causes autism.
yeah, and I guess like that would. I mean, if you could pick, I guess you'd pick autism. Like, if you were like,
Well,
hey,
if an autistic person can lead a pretty normal life, a Down
yeah,
syndrome person can't. They can't do anything on their own. I mean, it's
really,
way more debilitating.
yeah, I don't really know much about Down syndrome. They just seem like, oh, I think there was a movie Shia LaBeouf did about some Down
I
syndrome
mean,
kid.
they're pretty much stuck mentally at like 4 years old for their whole
Oh,
life. I saw a Down syndrome guy. He was working at Burger King, and he was on break, and he was sitting there coloring, and he was like, it called me over, and he was like, hey, hey, and was like waving at me, and I'm being friendly and nice to him, and I was asking him about what he was coloring, and he was happy and having a good time, and I went to walk away, and he goes, I got a big dick. And I turned around and I said, what did you say? And he was like, yep, see you later. And I said, how big is it? And he like put his hand up to where he was like showing like 3 feet. And I was like, well, good for you.
oh my god. I mean, that actually could be a stand-up bit we just said. Uh, that's like one of those stories where it would sound like someone made exaggerated part of it, like the part where, because that's
That's why I try to do some comedy and make it a happy, good time. But yeah,
yeah.
that 100%, that story's 100% true. I didn't embellish anything.
So you didn't know that guy before? He just was randomly like, "Hey,
No, I mean they're like really joyful, happy, friendly people.
yeah."
That's the as he was just happy to be talking to somebody. And but as soon as I walked away, he goes, "I got a big dick."
Man, I wonder why that happens because I've heard that from like there was an old Upright Citizens Brigade skit about that, and then I heard some teacher say that too. Like he had handicapped kids, and they would randomly just take their dick out or something.
Well, you have to think about this. You're mentally 4 years old, but you
Yeah,
have the body of a grown man. So you have the urges of a man, but you have no outlet for that. So I mean, that'll drive somebody nuts.
yeah, that's
No
true.
pussy, no pussy will drive anybody nuts.
Yeah, because what I've heard about girls, like, and I forget where I heard this, but maybe because I was thinking of like, you know how female comedians like kind of do what guys do, like they're like, "Hey, I'm horny all the time" or whatever.
Yeah, they like all they talk about is their pussies.
Yeah,
They're
and like,
like worse than dudes, really, with that.
yeah, and like you
That's
were saying
there was an
before.
episode of South Park where the Terrence and Phillip got took over by these female comedians that would just queef on each other. So it was the Terrence and Phillip show, like just a total ripoff, but instead of farting, they were queefing.
Oh, really? Because I know Cartman like did they had Cartman be a female comic or something like that, and he was my vagina or something.
Oh, my upload is fixed. Maybe we can turn
Oh,
our cameras back on. I looked back at speed test and it wasn't shit anymore. So it's just weird glitches in all the technology now with this competency crisis. It's the wonders of diversity, Brian. You know that
yeah, that's
we
pretty
didn't used to
scary.
have we didn't used to have planes falling out of the sky. We didn't used to have random blackouts.
Yeah, do you think there'll be blackouts? Because I've heard conspiracy people talk about like, yeah, that's the next pandemic or something that they'll be like, I don't know, the
Well,
grid's down.
Klaus Schwab said that there would be a cyber pandemic, and what he says usually happens. Of course, he's stepping down now, so who
Oh,
knows? Klaus, did you know that Klaus Schwab retired?
no.
Yeah, officially he's not our evil overlord anymore, but I don't know who's going to take his job. Maybe Alexander Soros. That would be a good replacement for him, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I know like Soros has there's Alex Soros now or something.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. George
Oh,
Soros's
yeah.
clone. Come here, buddy. I got a cat just sitting here staring at me. I don't know what he wants. Come here.
Where did it?
When animals do that, they just stare at you.
Yeah. Is that was your cat the inspiration for that cat cartoon thing?
No, I created that character a long time before I had this current cat. The cat he's based on died a long time ago,
Oh.
but he gets to be immortal as a cartoon.
Yeah. Did you are you like doing drawing comics now? Are you like done with animating?
Well, I'm just focusing on the web comic right now, but I'll probably make some small animations for my logos. I like having different animations up there, you know.
Yeah. Well, like a few years ago, I randomly emailed you about animation or something. I was like, "Hey, how do you have tips about
Yeah, I think I
animating?"
remember that where I was just like, you just got to do it.
Yeah,
It's really something that you just got to do. You like learn as you go.
yeah. And I still keep trying to think of ways to make it easier. Like, but the thing I
Do you,
spend the most time on is the lip syncing. So like, I don't know.
do you have Clip Studio?
Yeah, I
Clip
started using that.
Studio is really good for the lip syncing because you can inject the audio right in, and then it shows you. You can see where stuff goes higher when it goes low, and you can just look at the chart and see where you need what mouth.
Oh, you mean in the audio wave thing?
Yeah, here, let me show you what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain. I'm going to pull it up
Oh, okay.
and then I'll share my screen. I just have to find one of my animation files.
Where the fuck? Yeah, well, I was doing like I saved each like mouth shape, and then I would. It still was took forever, but I was mostly using it like as a kind of to do comedy sketch. I was thinking of it more like, oh, these are animated comedy sketches, not just cartoons, because yeah. Yeah, but check Wenger out at Warped Wenger on YouTube and the warpcomic.com, I guess.
You got her. Let me see here.
So you're from like Tennessee or something?
Yeah, that's. I think I found what I was looking for. Hold on a
Yeah.
second. All right, so this is an animation that I never finished, but it's a you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just what I found that illustrates what I'm talking about. So I'm going to play the animation.
Oh wait, no, it's alright.
Okay, get them all. Ugh. Yeah, another boring day in the year. Yeah, so see how the audio right here.
Oh yeah.
So it's really easy to just look at that and then you can match the mouth that you need. See, it's going really high right here. So I would go to where his mouth is, put the right one on. You do have some kind of plan, right? I got a plan. Do a job, get paid, get drunk, get laid. Again, this is unfinished. I never, so there, it's obviously kind of rough. Yeah, you're so freaking lame. You're the same thing you do every night by spending all your money at show bars and drinking beer until you pass out. You ever thought maybe there's drinking beer until you pass? Yeah, I'm confused. What you just described sounds awesome, but you said it's lame. Anyway, Yoshi, you're the smart one around here. I'll just leave the philosophication to you. Me, I'm just the guy that smashes monsters with a big hammer. Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, it looks
But
good
yeah,
though.
See what I'm talking about? How in Clip Studio, it's really easy to get the lip syncing right because you can just look at the way the audio's lined up.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a like when I started using it, it was kind of rough because like I'm used to Photoshop where you can kind of copy and paste really easily, and like it was like harder in there to, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, like yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong or something. I don't know, but it was like harder to like copy and paste parts if you're like animating it or something.
Yeah, I can't help you there. I never used Photoshop at all,
Oh,
so I can't identify with what you're talking about. It's all I know is Clip Studio for this. I'm sure you could find a tutorial on YouTube that would help you though.
yeah. Um, yeah. So you're like, are you from Tennessee?
Yup. I've been all over the country though.
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't think Tennessee was that. I mean, I don't know, that southern, that south. Like, um,
Well, we're the volunteer state, you know, we're like Texas's brother.
oh,
You know that because it was our hero was Davy Crockett, and he stood at the Alamo and won. Well, I guess they accomplished their goals. I guess I should say, like the 300 Spartans.
Davy Crockett, is he? Um, I like totally forget what he did, but I know the name. But oh, because I'm
Hey, it's like I
he's the
said, he
son
was
of
one
Betty
of the.
Crockett, right?
That's what I said. He was one of the heroes at the Alamo.
Oh, and that's well. When I first saw you on stream, people were like, "Oh, well, Wenger's like from Georgia, and that's why he talks like has that accent."
Uh, Mostly the reason that I would slur and stutter so much back in the day is because I was very drunk.
Oh,
So I'm just not so drunk anymore.
yeah, I think you'd be a great like voiceover guy for like any kind of like well for your stuff, any kind of comedy cartoon stuff like. And your channel is already kind of like Beavis and Butthead, like where you just make fun of clips and stuff.
Videos.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, like the I think I heard of that Cobes guy from your channel.
yeah, he's starting to get pretty big. I don't know. Originally, it was Carl that found him, and I have no idea how he did. But when we were like some of the first people that were covering him, but now he's a big time lolcow, which that's not the kind of fame that you want. But I guess
Yeah,
it's working out for him.
you don't choose it; it just chooses you. Like,
If you have no self awareness at all, and you're completely delusional and arrogant.
I mean, well, first of all, so like Carl is a real was a real person.
Yeah, Carlo Rowe. He was the guy that did the promotional art on Super Harem.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought he
Are
was
you?
a fake character you made up because you were saying like, oh, he died or something.
No, Bears. I had two co-hosts that used
Oh,
to be on my show every time. There was a guy that only called himself Berserker, and he actually is dead. But
oh,
Carl just he doesn't do this stuff anymore. Nobody knows what he does.
he like probably just
Just to-
became more sane or something.
he just totally disappeared,
Oh,
which is sad because he's seriously like the best person that does this stuff. Like he's good on the mic. He's great at coloring. He's great inks. He's great. Like he does everything like top tier. Like a lot of guys, like maybe they're just good on the mic, or maybe they're good at inking. Maybe
yeah.
they're good at coloring. Like you never get the whole package with one guy.
Until Wenger, and until
Well, I
that
don't
Burger
claim
King
to be
employee.
some, I don't claim to be some great artist, but I try.
Well, that's something that that guy Alasmat or
Yeah.
whatever. I was on. Well, he does streams, and I was saying like, well, he was saying like, yeah, like Comicsgate is really unfair about cartoony styles because he's like that's what he was inspired by. And I was saying Narwhal has his own unique style because people like will be like, oh, Narwhal sucks, he can't draw, and I'm like,
Well, there's a weird thing about like people in the higher echelon. They want everything to be Image Comics in the 90s.
yeah,
And if you don't fit into that little square, you don't belong.
yeah, and like now they're all like basically having to go their own way now. Like if they're the Dungeoneers and all those guys, um, all they did was go to a bar that might have had weird whatever, and like that's what I was explaining on the one video. Like John Malin got all upset about it, and well, he says it's a joke still, but it was all wrapped up with this guy they didn't like, Patrick Parnell or something, and then so a lot of those people that were just in this, I don't know if it was a Discord group, something like that. They all got called like traitors by all the CG fans. So like now they don't stream on Shane Malin or Ethan's anymore because they just happen to be in that group. Like,
Well, I love the image stuff from the 90s. That when I was a teenager, Spawn was like everything to me. But I also like manga. And I
yeah,
also like Carl Barks deck comics. And I like weird like European shit. I'm not just in that like one little thing that you have to be Todd McFarlane or get the fuck
yeah,
out. It's like really weird.
yeah. Like, and it would be different if they like had made sense with their takes on that kind of stuff. Like, because it is just like, yeah, manga's stupid. It's just like a that's just like a something I'd say when I was younger. Like, because I can be picky and judgmental, but like now I realize when I'm doing it. But when I was younger, I'm like, that's stupid.
Well, there's a difference between an opinion, which you're allowed to have. You can have
Yeah,
an opinion, but and valid criticism. Like just saying that's dumb. That's not valid criticism. You just don't like it, and that's okay. You cannot like something,
yeah,
but when you act like that, your opinion should be um, the end all beat all. I mean, all you have is an opinion, which you're allowed to have, but that's where it should end.
yeah. I mean, and like then it be now it's just kind of like funny because they're all like hating Eric July, and I don't really like follow Eric July, but it doesn't make sense. Like
Black
for them
comic
to,
book man bad.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there
I mean,
really is nothing else to say about it. He's just bad.
yeah,
So you know what? I can like just completely ignore him. He doesn't affect me at all. I don't care.
yeah. And I mean, the worst that you could probably say is like, oh, it's like just like generic style, old style, like '90s style, but it's not the same. I don't know. Like it's
Well,
like,
I don't know that much about him because again,
yeah,
I've been on hiatus for like 4 years, so all this stuff started while I was away. But from what I've seen, I mean, it looks just like like you're saying, like the '90s shit that they do. I don't know what the problem is.
yeah. Like now I follow these guys on Twitter that um basically just like criticize Ethan and stuff like that. But well, like the end of last year, I think was when a bunch of weird drama happened, and then I was like, "What's going on?" Like, so, but I wasn't. I guess there used to be old stuff like with the war campaign or whatever, but I wasn't. I didn't know anything about all that. Uh, but it is crazy that comic comic people would have this much drama, you know?
I just want to have fun, guys. Comics are an entertainment product. I'll laugh at you when you're having this weird drama, but I'm not going to be involved.
Yeah, like some of the guys like they just act like Eric's like destroying society or something. They're like, "No, you don't understand what he's doing." And it's like, "No, you just okay, you don't like him, just say you don't." I don't know.
So when you do animation, are you doing it like all digital?
Yeah, I haven't done it in like a year probably. I mean, yeah, I might do more.
Well, I'll
Um,
tell you this: if you see, I do it still by hand. So if you want to try that, get a light box. It's
oh,
like almost impossible without this. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and it's a USB light box, and it's awesome. Cause see how flat it is. Look at that.
oh wow. So it's like you like you have a stylus and stuff,
Well,
or like you
no,
draw with
I'll
it.
show you what you do. So I've
Is this
been
sick?
using this. I've been using this in my webcomic too. So I'll show you the. So look, see, I've got my pencils here. I just drew it on like regular paper. So see, now I can ink my pencils and it doesn't affect them. So if something goes wrong, I've still got my pencils. And then that's what it makes it so easy for animation is that you can have multiple sheets on there. It's like physically having different layers like on a computer.
Oh, but is that like a tablet that it's getting sent to the computer or something?
No, it's not digital at all. It's just
Oh,
a thing that you draw on that's like see where I inked his face up there a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's like $30 at Hobby Lobby. It's worth it.
Oh, cool. Then what do you scan those in if you're doing animation or something?
Yeah, I have a big heavy duty scanner. So you can see
Oh
some of
yeah.
my little inks there on the floor.
Oh
And
yeah.
this fat boy,
Careful not to dox him.
he's doxed. Now
What
you can
is?
see my manly chin.
So you have like a webcam or something?
Yeah, it's like I can take it all over the place. You can see my Comicsgate shrine and my Scrooge. You can see my badass tower.
Oh yeah. Is that like? Did you make your own PC or build your own?
I'm gonna say that I did, but I actually just bought it on Amazon.
Yeah. And the
But for the sake of this stream, yes, I built it.
yeah. I have my own server stack. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have a rocket ship.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have like a lot of those. So.
Yeah, I have a large hadron collider, and whenever that we turn it at full speed, it makes like a portal into other dimensions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm starting mine up for the when the election comes around again.
You think if it doesn't turn out well, you can just go to a better universe?
Yeah, I do like uh dimension jumping. I don't know if
It's
you've
a
heard of
good
this,
idea.
but it's like you do a certain procedure where and you when you do it you're like I forget what it's called, dimension jumping. It's like a Reddit. It's actually a Reddit or something. And people go in there and they're like, "Oh, I did all the steps and now like they think they're in a new dimension."
And they
I'm
were
not
like,
sure.
and they talk about how there used to be a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo.
Oh, is that one of the Mandela effect things?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just real quick, I have to show it now because uh, I forget if they said. Oh wait, there might be a separate one that they said we have to shut this down because it's like getting too crazy or something. Like if people take it really seriously and they really think they're gonna jump dimensions.
Well, what are they hurting though? I mean, they
Yeah.
obviously can't actually do that.
Oh, it looks like people might be still posting in here. Maybe you can't. There's like YouTube videos on it too, like um but people will be like talking about like, yeah, I have concerns, I'm not sure. And I've seen other ones where they're like, yeah, like I regret my jump or whatever.
We'll just go somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they I mean, you never know if it's a real thing or if someone's like writing fiction or whatever, but
Well, a lot of these people are just LARPing.
yeah.
Like they want it to be real, so they just make up stories.
Yeah, it is kind of like the targeted individual. Um, I wonder which is more dangerous though. To, I mean, I guess if you're targeted, if you think you're being targeted, that's most likely you're just schizo if you really think that. But well, I guess this too. I guess every.
Well, this is a bad thing about the internet is when somebody's delusional, any
Yeah.
psychiatrist will tell you the worst thing you can do is to play along with their delusions. But
Yeah.
these people, they've got a whole internet playing along with it. So they are actually going insane.
Yeah, there's another one I just remembered that's like quantum immortality or something, and it's these people that think they actually died and went to a new dimension, but and they remember their death or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's a theoretical physics idea.
Oh,
Is that if there's a possibility that you're still alive in another dimension, then you're still going to be alive. Like for you to actually die, the probability of death has to go all the way to 100%. Because as long as there's one version of you that exists, you'll be that version. That's the theory.
yeah, and it's like um, it's kind of like the thing about reincarnation, like, and I didn't think about this until this comedian Jim Norton, I think, said once, who because he was watching some show about it, and he was like, nobody ever is like, oh, my past life, I would like, they're always some hero. They're never like,
Yeah, yeah, they were like Napoleon.
yeah,
It's like in my past life, I was Marie Antoinette. It's like I know the stand-up special you're talking about that was funny. So it's like in my past life I was the guy that cleaned up pig shit.
oh yeah, yeah. I think yeah, the only one I've seen that what we do in the shadows show, I think, had something where the guy wasn't anything. Oh wait, no, no. In the new life, he was just some parking attendant, but he was like used to be a warrior or something.
In my past life I was a gimp sex slave. They cut off my arms and legs and I just laid around getting fucked until I died.
Oh, sign me up. That's like someone's fantasy, probably.
No, there are people who have that as a fetish, but once that they're actually in the reality of it, they want to die. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like being trans too. Like it sounds hot to them until they're
Yeah.
actually in there.
Yeah, I mean, and it was only in the past couple of years where I heard about the fake penis or fake vagina that they put in and how horrible it is. Um, and there was this old, like, not that old actually. Well, I don't know, maybe 10 years or something. There was this old movie called, like, The Skin I Live In, and it was about Antonio Banderas is some surgeon, and it involves sort of a trans thing, but, like, that's the horror element. And it's like, that was only probably 2011, and now it's like everyone wants to do that. But back then it was the
Well,
subject of like a horror movie, you know.
yeah,
Although I
I
guess
mean, that's about like whenever that South Park was making fun of the whole thing and Gerald wanted to be a dolphin.
oh yeah.
It's like you're not actually a dolphin, you just look like one. So I mean, all that stuff was a joke not too long ago, and now it's our unfortunate reality.
Yeah, that's like something that the only people that it's like there's all these podcasts that are critical of woke that all they do is what we're doing right now, like what's going on? Like a million podcasts of people just going like, yeah, I remember 5 years ago when This
when
wasn't
stuff
happening.
was before they turned on the Hadron Collider and everything got weird.
Yeah, every once in a while they'll go like, "Hey, they're gonna start that again," and I'm like, "What? Why are they doing that again?" It'll be like,
Cause
"Yeah, they're gonna start up the Hadron Collider again or something."
because we don't have enough demons in our dimension, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. There's like, well, there was like the Doom games are about that, and then I think I was just playing a Dead Space game, and that's like the same thing. I think they open some portal up, and then like people start worshiping whatever comes out.
Well, I definitely feel like a portal is open somewhere because things didn't used to be this fucked up, and it got really fucked up really fast.
Do you think it's AI that's the demon that came out?
Well, there's definitely something really weird going on with that because it just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like one day we had all this crazy AI stuff, and you couldn't even dreamt of the stuff that AI does before. It was just there.
Yeah, that it was like 2000, I don't know, like a year ago or something.
It wasn't that long ago. Just all of
Yeah.
a sudden, AI was everywhere.
And the job I had at the time, they were like, well, I did a dumb little presentation on AI stuff. And at the time, it was still kind of new. And now, like, I'm looking for jobs, and like almost every job's like, do you use AI? I don't even know what they mean. Like, yeah, everybody uses that stuff now, I guess. I mean,
Like I guess they're wanting to know how proficient you are in it
yeah.
because you have to know how to write the prompts to get what you want. You can get it to do anything really if you can just word the shit right.
Yeah, I haven't messed with the art or anything, just the chat stuff, but that's still all I can do is go like, "Hey, make that shorter," because it's always really long. Like you'll
Well,
ask
you
it
were
one.
there. Did you see my stream when I was making the music?
Oh yeah. Oh
We
yeah, and I
made a
think you
bunch
were.
of AI songs.
Yeah, and I think. Oh yeah, you were doing images too before,
Yeah,
and
we made a
now
bunch of
everyone's.
like Trump Batmans and stuff.
Do you think it got like less? I feel like GPT at least is a little less good now because it's not. They're trying to maybe work around the copyright stuff. Like,
Well, they have to constantly lobotomize the AIs because the AIs get red pilled. And it's really funny. So they are have to like totally lobotomize them and try to find a way to get them to only give
yeah.
like the right answers, the kind of answers that would get you upvotes.
Oh yeah, there was a. Um, yeah, because it would have like problems doing like, hey, make a joke about Biden. And it would be like, I don't want to be insensitive, but then do a joke about Trump, and they'll just do it.
Oh yeah.
And weren't you doing that? I think you had trouble at first because you were like putting in gay and then Trump or like,
Yeah, you can still get it to do what you want. You just have to find a way to word it
yeah,
because a lot of stuff that would be fun is banned. And
Yeah,
when I was making the images, you couldn't just say Trump. You had to word it some way to get Trump, like President 45 or something like that. But you could just say Biden.
yeah. I don't think I have that saved still, but oh. Oh wait, yeah, okay. I'm not really doxing myself.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Uh, should Trump be president again? Okay, so this one wasn't that bad, I don't think. Uh, positive joke request. Oh, this might have been the one. Tell me, tell me a joke about women, and then it said, "I'm here to promote positive and respectful conversations. I won't share jokes that target or stereotype any gender. If you're looking for a light-hearted joke, I'd be happy to help with that." Oh yeah, and then I had this. Yeah, so no, it didn't. So tell me a joke about a not very smart male driver didn't work, but then tell me a joke about a male teacher did.
Yeah, but there's nothing negative about the male teacher.
Yeah. So yeah, they're really lame jokes too. They're just like what would be on a popsicle stick or something.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything better from AI for that.
Yeah, but they
What kind
did.
of humor could a robot have?
Yeah, I mean, whatever the programmer wants, I guess.
I am Funnybot. Collider, I just met her.
What? Yeah, because my old video that got a warning, I mentioned adrenochrome. Now this video is going to be dead. Like I think that's why it got a warning.
Well, adrenochrome is in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
It's in a famous movie.
Is it really though? Because I haven't gone and watched it to check, like if that's a Mandela effect or something.
Well, yeah, he just mentions it very briefly whenever that he lists off the drugs that he brought. He says adrenochrome.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't even know if that was like a thing until QAnon. Uh,
Well, it's in that movie. It meant something.
yeah. And Monsters Inc. too.
Yeah, Monsters Inc. is kind of a red pill when you look at it from that perspective.
So how red pilled like do you think you are like on the spectrum of pill?
Well, I don't know. That's a hard thing to assess yourself
Yeah.
because you think your opinions are right, or you wouldn't have them. You would have some other opinions. But you have to be self aware and also realize that you don't know everything. So you just have to be open to new ideas. I think that's whenever that you fuck up is thinking that you know everything.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the whole lolcow thing. Like
Yeah.
Maybe the
What, do
internet's
you have
making
an
more of
answer
those.
to that question? How red pilled are you?
Uh, I'm more black pilled.
Yeah, well, don't be black pilled. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and kill yourself now. You're going to be black pilled.
Yeah.
You're just wasting time.
Well, I
You
don't
gotta
know.
have
Like, well, red.
you
What's
gotta
red
have
pill
some
like?
hope, Brian. There's hope. I promise. It's gonna get better.
White pill.
Yeah.
Those
Don't
like.
be black pilled.
Yeah, I guess like because I was just kind of being like, well, this is just realistic. Like, I wasn't thinking of it as black pilled. I was just like, but it kind of was because I was more like that around the pandemic, so it was more easier. It was easier to be black pilled then, because
Yeah. Do do you have Christ in your heart?
I don't know if I'm ready to like let him in.
Yeah. Well, that's something you should consider if you're feeling black pilled. That's the ultimate white peel.
Yeah,
And you don't lose anything. You get free salvation.
what about like if you're evil your whole life and in the last second you go, okay, I like Jesus now. Like when you're, didn't he do that in the one of the Robin Hood movies? Like the guy, I feel
Well,
like,
the thing about that is God knows if you're sincere. So if that's your plan, you're probably not sincere.
oh yeah,
You can't trick God.
well like he knows if you've been bad or good.
Yeah. He does. He watches you while you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
That's what I literally pictured when I was a kid, like because I went to like we went to church growing up, and like the way they talked about, um, picturing like God or whoever, like your dead relatives all looking down every time you do something sort of bad, like, or every time you jerk off, you like,
You displease your ancestors.
yeah, they're watching, like shaking their head, like,
Well, they
oh, well,
can't judge you. They did it too. Everybody's done that at least some.
yeah, like, what is that? Dark spirits. Every time you do that, is it dark spirits getting in?
Mm,
What if you like?
I
Is
think
that?
that it's just your body is a part of you, and it's an animal. And sometimes that you give in to that animal.
Well, that was part of the red pill thing for a while. Was the no fap thing?
Well, it does lower your test if you masturbate all the time, so I wouldn't recommend it. But you can't just let it build up either. I don't think that's healthy. You have to, with all things, moderation, right? Again,
Yeah. Um. Did you ever? Did you ever? How long have you went without?
oh no, fap.
Yeah.
I can go 2 weeks pretty easily. I've done it when I was working out a lot. I would do it because it for real. After about the second or third day, like you get such an insane test boost. It's like if you're lifting weights, it's actually very helpful.
Yeah. I mean, is there any data about that? Like, cause I mean, you know, I
I
space
mean,
it
it's
out
just
too. Like, I'm.
natural. Like your body has your body has this genetic data that it wants to put in a female, and so
I
it's
save all
giving
mine.
you, yeah. it's giving you this hormone that makes you want to do that, right? So I mean, it's just a natural process. But since that you're more than just an animal, you can harness that process and use it for your own good.
Yeah. I think like some years ago I tried and I couldn't make it like 3 weeks. I think after like 2 to 3 weeks, it just got like, this is ridiculous. But
Well, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to go longer than 2 weeks. Think that I mean it gets physically painful. So your body wouldn't be giving you pain if there wasn't a reason for it.
yeah, yeah. But just like walking around aggressively horny is like, because then like, and then at the point where you start having wet dreams, it's like, all right, wet daydreams.
Yeah, well, if you did that, you were done anyway.
Yeah,
You've got to hold in your precious bodily fluids.
yeah, I do that. I don't pee for a while too. Like no piss. I do the no piss movement.
No poop.
Yeah,
So I'm recycling my poop.
I think you can like die from the no peeing if you hold in.
No, there was a lady that died in a contest. It was whenever the Wii first came out. This
Yeah.
radio station had a promotion where the if you whoever could hold their pee the longest would win a Wii. And this lady won the contest, but it ended up killing her.
God. Yeah, that
But
was
I
a.
bet her family cherishes that Wii.
Yeah.
I bet they never got rid of it. It's like our mom died for this.
It's like a holy, you know.
It's a relic.
Did you ever stream gaming?
Uh, I don't really get that. Like, if people want to do it, it's just I like playing video
Yeah.
games, and I don't understand watching somebody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've only done it if I'm like stuck in a video game and then I just look at someone's where they were in that same part.
We streamed back in the day. We would stream this game Jackbox, if you've ever heard of it. But
No.
the thing about that is that the audience can participate. So it's a fun game to do that with because everybody gets to play.
Yeah, that it's like, well, just streaming it in general is one thing, but then the whole like, oh, like I have to watch a hot girl do it is weird. Like,
Well, the good thing about this medium is that it's interactive.
yeah,
So to me, I mean, you want to do stuff that gets people involved. Like that's why I show the weird videos and everybody gets to call me on it and say what their opinion of it is.
well,
It's
have
not
you?
like when people watch TV and it's passive and you don't get to be a part of it in any way. I like the interactivity of it, and I try to find ways to utilize that.
Yeah. Um. Hold on, I want to see if you've seen this. before.
All right, let's do that, and then I'm going to start getting ready for bed because I'm going to the day job tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I was gonna end soon anyway, but this is one my friend sent me. This is like, I wish there was like, I don't know, ways to people just kept categories of like cringe videos, like, oh, this is a fake tough guy, or this is like a or like a stolen vet. He's kind of, I guess he's just a fake tough guy, but
It's stolen valor. Well,
yeah,
I mean, that used to be what Reddit was great for before it became the shit that it is
yeah,
that you could go like our public freak out. I used to love that. Like you could go on there and you would just see somebody just losing their mind at Walmart. And then, or they would have one that's just stolen valor, and you could go watch that, or they would have one that's just sovereign citizens. I mean, you
oh
could
yeah.
find anything you're looking for.
Wait, do I have audio? Well, let me know.
I'm
Can you hear this?
A comment about all you people that get out there and start driving like idiots and don't pay attention to where you're going.
Here we go.
You never know what biker that is that you may be trying to run off the road.
Okay.
I can tell you a lot of people that ride are military. I can also tell you even more people that ride are packing. Watch where you're going. Watch what the fuck you're doing. And don't be starting to fight or writing a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash.
True.
Because some of us don't give a shit and don't have a problem going
All right,
hands
Devil
on.
Dog, please just tell me he didn't say don't have a problem going hands on.
You know what is the most annoying thing is bikers are always bitching about people like riding too close to them, or you've got
Oh yeah,
grass in the road and shit. It's like, you know that that's a dangerous activity and you choose to do it, and that's fine. You can do that. I don't want to hear you bitching at me because you're doing something dangerous. Fuck you. If you want to do that, fine. I'm doing
I
my
know.
thing in this enclosed space where I'm protected, and that's cool with me. I don't really care what happens to you in your choices.
Well, like he's scary because he got real close at the end. I don't know if like you got too scared there.
Yeah. Well, that fucking Schnozzy's guy is a huge target. That so if he wanted to get up at me like that, I would just punch him in the nose.
Yeah, well, you saw he did a coin flip that didn't work out earlier.
Yeah, I think if that I would have done another take.
Yeah, I know.
That's another thing I don't understand. You didn't have to upload this video. You could have tried
Yeah.
again. You
That's
weren't.
like
He
all the
wasn't live. Like if I try to flip a coin right now and I miss, I'm live. But if I
yeah.
was recording a video, I could just try again.
That's like all those Cobes videos where he's so drunk it's like he can't even open the fridge or something.
Yeah, why didn't you wait to get this wasted until after you made your video? I just don't understand. You didn't have to do this. You could have done it at least somewhat sober.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how people watch his full streams because like it's probably like 10 minutes of him like passed out and then he wakes up again. Like, oh yeah,
Well, eventually they're going to catch him doing a DSP.
yeah. Oh, yeah, and you had that Gonzo video I watched earlier. That was great. Like the part where like this guy is like running around like you were like calling him cringe Joker or whatever.
That was fun.
Yeah, like I don't know if you've done live on the street stuff like that before.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I ever tried that. But I don't know. I have this weird kind of luck. Like I just find weird shit like that, and that's what I was just thinking. Like, why can't I monetize this?
Yeah.
Because I see stuff like that everywhere I go. So I've just started having my phone with me all the time, which I don't usually bring my phone a lot of places because I don't care to text people all the time and shit. But I've been bringing it with me lately just so when I see something weird like that, I can film it. So, dude, he was seriously just running around dressed like the Joker, like a clown for no reason. Like, that's what I
Yeah.
said. What are you doing? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, like
And then that black guy said he was a pedo.
yeah,
What's
I
going
might go to
on?
that part real quick because like the way that he was just hopping around. um
There
oh,
he
this was the
is.
guy. Yeah, YouTube's been real slow for me lately, and I'm pretty sure it's because of
I think the internet's just wonky tonight because we were having problems with the bandwidth earlier.
yeah. Did you were you aware of that guy before, or did you just happen to see him?
Yeah, I just ran into him randomly.
Yeah, like I guess it's not gonna.
Here,
Oh,
just do this.
oh, there we go.
Because it's my video, I have the raw
Oh yeah.
footage. Hey, whoa, what's going on? Hey, Joker, what are you doing here? What is this? I want to interview you, Mr. Joker, please. Mr. Cringe Joker, why are you running away? Ah, he's too fast. He's too fast. I tried to catch him. He's going over there. So, he's the cringe Joker. Look at that.
I
He's
like
getting
when
it.
he like is like, I can't explain it.
Please. That sounded just like him too.
He
It
has
was
that
pretty
voice, like,
good.
if I have to tell you, you don't like.
Please. What's this? What are you
If
doing?
you don't understand it, I can't explain it to you.
I want to know. Please help me.
If you
Please.
don't understand it, I can't explain it to you.
I really, can you try? He won't stop. He's just going and look at that. He just goes and goes.
Wow. Yeah, this is just a.
What are we doing here? What's that? What's that?
They're like, oh,
Oh,
he's
nice.
a blogger.
God bless. And it's that the cringe Joker. He just still going. Look, he just won't stop. What kind of energy drink is he drinking? Ought to be Monster or something.
Cringe Joker juice.
Gonzo cringe.
You know what? He's kind of like if you ever played the Zelda games. There's like.
Oh yeah, maybe that's
like
what
a
he
guy
was
that-
doing.
Yeah. Like, I don't even understand that at all. Like, he's not even a mime. He's just a guy, like, doing his own thing that no one understands. I
And
wonder how
then there
long he
was
did
this
it.
black guy that said he was a pedo. It's like the good conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, this is the real journalism they should be doing.
Gonzo cringe.
To be really Gonzo, though, I think you'd have to join up with him and like dress the same. And if there was a cringe Joker crew,
Well, I can't be part of it if he won't explain what it is.
yeah. And that one part, like that was funny. Like your friend was like, "Do you have any side quests or whatever?" I mean,
Yeah,
the whole
'cause
video
that
looked
dude-
like.
That dude
Yeah.
seriously stood in the same spot for like 32 hours. So as you see him, it's like different days I went, and I was like, there
really?
he is. Yeah. So Steven decided that he must be like some kind of NPC.
Yeah, but even NPCs are sometimes only out at certain hours. Like, oh, you have to reset it to daytime and then meet him. Like, I mean, there's people like that around me, but it's like they're on heroin or something.
Yeah, well, I think that dude was probably on fentanyl or something. Because
Yeah.
I don't know how straight you could just stand in the same spot for more than maybe like 4 hours.
Yeah, and even in video games, they'll be like, they'll just lay down and sleep at night. And that guy didn't.
Hey, there's somebody in the chat finally.
Oh.
Meatball Hero, you're late. We're about to end.
Yeah, no.
You missed it.
It took him 2 hours.
Yeah, well, you can go back. It was a good time. You'll have fun.
Yeah.
You can go back and start over.
Yeah, I may edit the audio one to be, well, I don't know. It's like a good 10 minutes of...
Yeah, you might want to skip about 15 minutes because we had some audio issues at the start.
Yeah, but that could be someone's whole channel, just going up to people and being like, "Hey, do you have any side quests?" That could just be a TikTok like celebrity, probably.
Oh, he listens on mute anyway, so that won't be a problem. He can't hear us. So I can say Meatball Hero is a homosexual and he'll never know.
Yeah.
You see that? He has no idea that I just called him a homosexual. I looked him right in the eyes and said it.
Well, that's what his name means, Meatball here. It's like it's a euphemism. Because like a hero is what they call subs out here. Like in North Jersey and New York City, they call hoagies and subs heroes.
Oh, well, I would like a meatball sandwich right now. Come to think of it, maybe it's time to go to Subway and get juicy Smoliade.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's where the real hero Jared Fogle is from. An American hero.
American queero.
This is what you get, Meatball Hero, for showing up late. This is another whole channel, just a cat for like 24 hours looped.
Just cat like confusedly looking at a camera. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming out of the closet. And yeah, everybody, Meatball Hero, check out Wenger's channel. And watch his cat YouTube channel. People constantly are super chatting. He makes like a whole living on just his cat has a channel.
Yeah.
And you just leave it on stream.
It's just her smelling stuff. People are really into it.
Oh shit.
Infinite Bronze.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do after this. Like EFAP, this EFAPing me.
Yeah, comment on your own stream that's going on right now. You're EFAPing you, EFAPing you, EFAPing you, EFAPing you.
That's actually what might break like the Hadron Collider thing.
Yeah. EFAPing Meatball Hero.
I mean, he's already on thin ice with me, just to let him know. He's about to get banned, so.
You can't ban the only guy in your chat. That would be a bad move.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to gatekeep though, so. But yeah, everybody check out Wenger's. Are you working on the? Are you still working on that Warp comic thing?
Yeah, it's just the latest page that I've been working on. The first panel had a lot of shit going on, so it took longer to make than the other pages. So I hadn't uploaded a page for a week now, but I'll have the new one finished. Probably it'll be up before noon tomorrow.
Are they all like different stories, or are they all like one continuous thing?
Well, it's the same world and the same characters, but it's always you don't have to read any of the other stuff to know what's going on. It's always a new story.
Oh yeah, because yeah, I did look at some of them yesterday or something, and I couldn't tell if it was all like a continuous thing.
Yeah, I just started a new story, and that's what's at thewarpcomic.com. So I've got 6 sequential pages up, and it explains in the dialogue everything you need to know. So you don't have to worry about anything else. I do this bit about like exposition. So it the one of the characters just looks right at the camera and just tells you all the information that you need.
Yeah, well, that's like really fourth wall. That's like the newer modern style of comedy. It's to just
Yeah.
like,
Well, breaking the fourth wall is original like Looney Tune stuff, which is what I like. So it's really more my style is like silly old school slapstick humor.
Wait a second. Oh yeah, I think it was this one.
Yeah, so the story is they have this infestation of sentient rats. And so there's this whole story going on with the rats that they're like totally oblivious to. So you can read what the characters say, but you also have to watch the rats what they're doing because it's all visual. Like the rats, obviously they don't talk.
Oh yeah. I mean, I liked it until I saw the R word here. I don't know why you have to punch down like that.
You think that rats are marginalized?
Yeah, they're like people of rodent or something. They're rodent of color, so.
Yeah, but that's what we've got. Like they've built this whole city inside their engine room. So you see these tiny little
Oh, yeah.
buildings everywhere. There's like a tiny little billboard and tiny little cars.
Oh yeah, that's funny. That's like this podcast I listen to called World Record Podcast, and they do prank calls, but it's like actually very creative. Like they'll be like they pretend they're mice sometimes.
Meatball's offended by the R word on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's
Look,
actually
you
like,
gotta accommodate your only guy.
yeah.
He's 100% of the audience.
I know, but like, I'd have to change the name to Guys in His Room because like it's supposed to be just me. So if I do have people like in watching, then I'm like, well, like the podcast is pointless now, and I have to change the name and everything.
Oh yeah, so maybe you should ban him because you don't want to have to change the name.
Look, I mean, Trump lost. Get over it. He's a stop the steal guy, so, you know, I'm trying to tell him not to go to the Capitol still. He goes there every day, and he's like, still. What if somebody still was trying to?
But yeah, I think people have fun with this. Definitely, if you the characters, their dialogue is funny, and also it's fun writing that telling this visual story with the rats.
Yeah.
Because you'll see a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of detail about what the rats are doing. They're always doing something in every panel, so you have
really?
to watch. Oh yeah, they're always in the background doing something. Like go to the next page, and I'll show you a good example. See on the down here where
Oh,
the
yeah.
cat's sitting. There's like a whole thing going on where one of the rats is going to jump off the building like he's threatening suicide. Yeah, you have to scroll on down. See the rat in the
Oh,
middle's
yeah.
like begging him to come back, and then
Wow.
over here we've got some kind of dirty deal going on too.
Oh, this
But
guy.
it's all visual. It's all visual storytelling. So you have to watch what they're doing to keep up with it in every
Well, what if
panel.
someone's blind though?
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to be reading too many comics, so that's not really my audience.
But you have
Maybe
to be
somebody
accessible.
somebody should come up with Braille comics. But that doesn't work still as a web comic.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a blind YouTuber I found recently randomly, but I doubt she reads comics, but, you know, just saying you have to be accessible nowadays, you know, like, and put AI in somehow. Yeah, that's cool, though, having the mice, like, do stuff.
Oh yeah, there's 2 different stories going on every page. So there's a whole thing going on with the main characters that are talking, and then there's a whole thing going on with the rats. and I've got a great climax to bring it all together. People are really going to be stoked on this journey. I promise.
That's cool. That's kind of
What?
like Narwhal. It's kind of a Narwhal thing. He had a book that, well, he had a book about a dog and all these animals, and then he had in his newest one, it's like there's this little girl randomly that just gets into the scene, and then there's a whole like little story with her just being there for no reason.
Oh yeah, me and Norwal, we been buddies going way back.
Oh yeah.
He actually offered me a gig, I guess, when he was doing that Norzak thing, but I just
Oh.
still wasn't feeling it at the time.
Oh. Well, that was your big break, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like working for other people. I just like doing my own thing.
oh yeah.
And I actually, I'm very grateful that Super Harem was such a big deal. But I don't like being the boss. Even I just don't like working with other people. I just want to be able to do what I do, and not have to worry about what somebody else is doing.
Yeah, that's why I did my own podcast, like mainly just because it's your own thing, and like it is hard work on people. It's just like too much. Even to get guests was getting annoying, so I just stopped getting guests for a while. Like, but yeah, that's like why. Because I used to have like millions of listeners, and I was like, you know what? I just want to
Fuck
do
this.
my own thing.
Yeah. You just walked straight away from the your huge Spotify deal.
Yeah, I was the first one offered, and then Rogan was the second choice. So
It's kind of like taking your sloppy seconds.
yeah, I mean, we have beef or whatever, but oh god, I don't know if I could say like actually have beef with someone as an adult anymore. Like I have beef with him.
Well, you're one of the better people in this space, as they would say,
Yeah,
because everybody has beef with everybody.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for coming on. I'll meet. Can let you go now, and uh,
Yeah, I got a big day tomorrow. I'm going to try to get this new page up, and I'm going to go to my day job, which is hard labor.
oh,
So I got to get my rest.
you're like a stonemason or something.
No, I work in shipping, and I do what's called e-rigs, which is you move the very heavy packages, like over
Oh,
70 pounds, and they can be up to 150 pounds.
oh
Because
wow.
the heavy packages can't go on the normal belt system, so you have to have special handling for them.
So those are the like human trafficking that you ship up and stuff.
Yeah, like the Wayfair
Yeah.
boxes that have little girls in them.
Yeah, you ship out like the Stacy cabinet. They can weigh up to 100, like no more than 90 something pounds usually, unless they were hitting up a lot of fast food places before. But anyway, I won't let the secret out or anything.
Well, I just moved the packages, so I don't have anything to do with what's inside of them.
Oh yeah, plausible deniability or whatever. All right, yeah. Thanks a lot for doing this, and especially with the difficulties and
It's every fucking live stream has stuff like that. Don't feel bad about it.
yeah,
There's seriously like you can be the biggest stream in the world and they just can't get it right. Nobody can.
yeah. I heard StreamYard is weird, but it's probably just everything.
Oh
But it's
yeah,
because I stream so infrequently when I do, and then I gets messed up. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
it's just technology. It never works the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, I have to get into the shipping business.
Yeah, you want to come move A-rigs?
Yeah,
It'll
I mean, that
make you
sounds
big and
fancy.
strong. It'll make you big and strong. It'll put hair on your chest.
Oh, good. Because yeah, I hear that's a way like when girls can't afford the blockers, they just do that job
Oh yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, needless to say, there's not a lot of women that do what I do.
They could be. You know, you have an ass, probably everyone.
All right, well, I'll see you later, man.
Yeah, yeah, you too. Thanks a lot.
No worries. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, so I was streaming on Rumble and I just like stopped it because like I was having technical issues. So yeah, this is probably gonna get posted late on there for all my many Rumble listeners. As you can see, my camera went out. I had my program. I had to turn all my programs off. And now this isn't working. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure this out later. Figure out an easier way to set it up or something. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks, Maple Hero, for coming out. Rewind the stream and start it over again. Check out his comic. He also has cartoons, and he also has videos on his Twitter X account and on his YouTube. So check it out.